gang, listen up. This lesson will change your life. It'll rock your world. Did you know that 49% of teenagers, when surveyed, think the best way to become a millionaire is to star in a reality TV show? Give me a break. They're not even real. Or that winning the lottery or becoming a pro athlete or a pop star is the only way to really get rich? You know, this is flat out not true. Those things happen, but they're very rare. The best way to make money, to become a millionaire, is to learn how to save money. And if you start early and you do it right, you'll build some serious wealth. This lesson will teach you how important saving money is and how you can make your money grow. Something called compound interest. Wait till you meet my friends Ben and Arthur. This lesson's fun, it's exciting, and it will inspire you to save some of your hard-earned cash. Enjoy.
Please welcome nationally syndicated radio host and New York Times best-selling author, Dave Ramsey.
Thank you. We are going to lay out a step-by-step game plan for you to be able to win. The core, the outline, the bones, the skeletal structure of that whole process is called the baby steps. Now, the baby steps work like this. I have figured out that if you do little things all in the right direction long enough, eventually you get there. You don't have to make huge strides. You don't have to be real flashy. All you got to do is put one foot in front of the other and keep taking a baby step at a time. If you'll keep taking step after step after step after step, you get to win. You know, money moves around. You have to make money behave. You have to make choices with it. And so our first choice is we're going to engage the baby steps. Now, let's talk about the baby steps. Baby step one is $1,000 cash in the bank. That's your very first one. I want you to do that really, really quickly. And baby step two is you do the debt snowball. And we're going to work on that in the debt lesson in detail on how to get out of debt. And then baby step three, you're going to finish your emergency fund 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings. Baby step four is invest 15% of your income, and we're going to do that with the investing lesson and with the lesson on retirement and college planning. And baby step five, college funding. We're going to go through that whole process as well, show you how to do that. 6 is pay off your house early, and the last baby step is build wealth and give a bunch of it away. We're going to teach you to live like no one else so that later you have the opportunity to live like no one else. We're going to teach you to live like no one else so that later you have the opportunity to give like no one else. And we're going to walk you through this, again, step by step by step. Baby step one, quickly, I want you to get $1,000 in the bank. Or you could just put it in the underwear drawer if you want. You know, you can store it anywhere you want to store it. But the trick is this, you got to put it someplace where you can't get to it too easy. So maybe the underwear drawer won't work, because maybe the pizza man will get your money. No, the pizza man's not going to be in your underwear drawer, but I know what happens. I know what happens. He comes to the front door and says, ding dong, the pizza's here. And you go, ooh, this is an emergency. So you got to put it where you can't get to it too easily, but you also got to put it where you can get to it if you need it, because it is there just for emergencies. Most people can do this in a month, and you need to do it really, really fast. Baby step one is the easiest baby step, and baby step one is the hardest baby step. It's the easiest baby step because it's only $1,000. By the way, if you make under $20,000 a year in your household, mark through that and make it $500, because I want you to do this really, really quickly. So again, it's the easiest because it's a small amount of money. You have a big garage sale, you work a little extra, boom, you can get this thing done right now in 1 month. Knock that one out. Some of you already have $1,000. You're going, check that off. I'm ready to move on, right? Now here, it's the hardest baby step though, because it means you've got to decide if you're going to climb this ladder or not. You've got to decide, am I going to take these steps? Am I going to change my behaviors? And when you make that decision, it's a big deal. Because I'll tell you this, human beings do not like change. We drive the same way to work every day, on the same road. We wear the same clothes all the time if we're not careful. But here's the deal, we don't like change. Even if what we're doing is not working, we're proud of our stupidity. You know, we become defensive of our mess, don't we? We're like a toddler sitting in a poopy diaper. Yeah, I know it smells bad, but it's warm and it's mine. We are defensive of our mess. Even if it's not working, we don't like change. So this is when you decide if you're going to change or not. This is when you make the decision. So it's the hardest baby step because you got to face you. You got to look in the mirror and go, you're the problem. And when you do that, then you start to win with money. See, what we're talking about here is that savings must become a priority, not an intellectual discussion, because I've never interviewed somebody that says, no, I think savings is dumb. I think saving money is a really dumb idea. I've never heard people say that. But everybody talks about it and no one does it. This is where you actually have to learn to decide to pay yourself first. You need to learn to give, save, and then pay bills.
The average person has about $10,000 in savings.
$4,000 to $5,000.
Couple $1,000 maybe.
I think the average person has in savings is about $10,000.
Not very much. Probably between 10,000 maybe. Yeah.
You've got to make it a priority. Let's kind of talk about it this way. How many of you in here have children? Raise your hand. Once I get your hand up, keep it up. Now, if you have children, how many of you, keep your hand up. If you don't have children, how many of you hope to someday? Or there's a child anywhere on the planet you kind of like? Okay, now that's just about everybody, right? So stay with me here. Now, you can put your hands down, but let's pretend for a second that a disease had broken out. That would be awful. And there was a vaccine that was needed to save the life of your child. And that vaccine was going to cost $5,000 cash, and you had to save $5,000 cash by the end of the year. You had to save $5,000 cash by 6 or 8 months from now. And you couldn't go get it. You had to change your behaviors and save money. If it meant the life of your child, how many of us could find and save $5,000? One lady's like, which kid? But we could do it. All that means is this. Now, obviously, that we didn't give you a raise. We didn't give you a budgeting technique. We didn't give you some magic pill to make you rich. You changed your priorities. In that horrible, macabre example, you looked at it and you said, if I had to, I could do it. If it became important enough to me, I could do it. You would reprioritize your life. Let me tell you what, that's when people start saving money. When it becomes important. And it's important. Because I tell you what, we've got a whole culture wandering through life like Gomer Pyle on Valium. And they wake up at retirement and go, Shazam, I'm broke. I sure hope the government, which is well known for its ability to handle money, will take care of me. This is a dumb plan. Saving money as a way of life is an exercise of character. It's an exercise of emotion. It's absolutely vital.
I don't really know in what country people save the most money, but it's probably not the United States.
I have to say China.
People save the most money in the USA, probably.
Great Britain.
I don't know. Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know.
People probably save the most money in America, maybe. Yes.
You know, the U.S. has a negative savings rate. And countries like Japan and European countries, many of them have a positive savings rate. You know what a negative savings rate means? That means we are spending more than we make. Hello. That's not hard to figure out, is it? We're spending more than we save. We're eating into our savings every year. We have a negative savings rate. That's got to change as a culture or we're going to fail. Saving money is about emotion and it's about contentment. When we use that example of the vaccine with a child, your emotion gets you and you say, I can do this. Ooh. And it's also about contentment. It's about, you know what, I don't have to impress you. I don't have to buy something to feel good about myself. It's okay to get me some stuff, but I'm just going to be okay where I am because it's more important for me to be able to have some savings to go to college, send my kids to college, to retire with dignity, to change my family tree, to have some stability for the first time ever in our household. That's more important than buying that thingy. And I'm not against thingies, but there's a process here that you've got to engage in. It has to become very, very important. And our parents never talked about savings much. For that matter, in a lot of households, parents didn't talk about money, did they? Our parents didn't talk about money, they didn't talk about sex. We figured they had neither, turns out they had both. And so we got to talk about this out loud. We got to say savings matters. You know, according to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, 58% of American workers have never even calculated what it'll take for them to retire with dignity. And 59% said they hope to have a standard of living equal or better to their working years. Now listen to this. 58% have never run a calculator or look at it, but 59% have hope of being better. What kind of stupidity is that? That's total disconnect in the way we're looking at money, in the way we're handling money. It doesn't work. Well, if I save money and I do the stuff you teach, I'm going to become rich and evil. And if I have money, I'll be an evil rich person. Yeah. There's a plan. But haven't we gotten this disconnect going there, seriously, where we think that everybody that's got money is evil or something? Sometimes we watch too much TV, I think. You know, the truth about money is that money is amoral. That means it doesn't have morals. It's not good and it's not bad. It doesn't make decisions. It functions based on what you or I do with it when we touch it. When we put it in the hands of a human is when we see it change. Now, it's kind of like this brick. This brick is amoral. I can take this brick and throw it through a plate glass window. Or I can take this brick and build a hospital or a home for unwed mothers. I can take this brick and build a clinic in a neighborhood that doesn't have one. The brick doesn't care. It's just a brick, but when you put it in the hands of a human, it starts taking on life, and then we say, oh, that guy's got a bunch of bricks, he must be evil. Or that one has no bricks, he must be good. And we start making these judgments. It's just a brick. Let me tell you, I have met rich people who are total greedy jerks. Have you? Say yes. Yes. I have met poor people that are total greedy jerks. Have you? Yes. I have met poor people that are some of the most godly people on the planet, haven't you? Yes. I have met some rich people that are absolutely incredible human beings and do all kinds of cool things with their wealth and are some of the most godly people on the planet, haven't you? Yes. You see, it's not the money, is it? If you're a jerk and you've got bricks, or you're a jerk and you haven't got bricks, you're still a jerk. Money is amoral. You're not bad because you've got some. You're not good because you don't. It doesn't work that way. It's just money. That's all it is.
Anytime you open a checking or a savings account and you're not at least 18 years of age, you have to have some kind of an adult on there. Usually that would be your parents as the custodian of the money, because if you're not 18 years of age, you cannot enter into a contract in any state in the United States. At least it wouldn't be binding if you entered into the contract. So banks will require an adult, quote unquote, signature with you.
The only difference between saving and hoarding is not an amount. See, sometimes you look at someone else and say, well, if I had that much, I would do. Yeah, right. You hadn't been there. You don't know. See, the difference in saving and hoarding is your attitude. It's your heart. That's what Larry Burkett used to say. Some people have $10 and they hoard that. Others have 10 million and don't hoard that. See, what I'm talking about is this. You got to learn to save money. And then when you get a pile of money, whether it's a big pile or a little pile, how you treat that, your attitude towards that, tells us whether that is saving or whether that is hoarding. It kind of is like this. You know, here's the deal. This is the international sign of anger, the fist. And if you hold your hand open like this, even a dog understands that. See, if you hold your money like this, it will never get out. But guess what? No more can get in either. It doesn't work that way. The clenched fist is the hoarding idea. The open hand allows money to come and go, and you've got a different attitude in the way you're looking at it.